Heart failure with preserved ejection fraction, or HFpEF, is one of the most common causes of dyspnea that we see in clinic, and also one of the easiest to miss. Hi, I'm Stephanie Say, an internal medicine resident at Mayo Clinic. I'm excited to share our review, Heart failure with preserved ejection fraction, a practical evidence-based approach for primary care clinicians, which will be published in Mayo Clinic Proceedings. The main takeaway of this article is that heart failure with preserved ejection fraction, or HFpEF, is common and often missed. But if you approach it in a structured, stepwise way, you can diagnose it and manage it effectively in the outpatient setting. Why this matters is that HFpEF now makes up over half of the heart failure cases, and it's only becoming more common with aging and cardiometabolic disease. But it's still underdiagnosed, mostly because symptoms like dyspnea and fatigue are nonspecific, and a lot of patients don't look obviously volume overloaded at rest. At the high level, HFpEF isn't just a heart problem. It's really a multi-system disease. The unifying issue is an elevation in filling pressures within the left ventricle, specifically with exertion. And that comes from a mix of things: a stiff myocardium, vascular dysfunction, and comorbidities like obesity, diabetes, and CKD. Clinically, most patients just show up with exertional dyspnea and fatigue, often without much else on examination, which is exactly why it gets missed. So because of that, one of the main goals of this review was to make the diagnosis more practical and more usable. Specifically, we tried to take a pretty complex space and turn it into a clear, stepwise algorithm that clinicians can actually follow. Our figure in the paper walks through that approach. You start with clinical suspicion, usually dyspnea plus risk factors, and then you move to obtaining a natriuretic peptide level as well as an echocardiogram. The key step here is asking, what's the probability that the patient has elevated filling pressures from these non-invasive surrogates? And from there, you can stratify patients into low, intermediate, or high probability. And it's important to look at that intermediate bucket because that's where a lot of the patients live in real clinical practice. And that's where tools like the H2 FPEF score, and if needed, stress testing and invasive hemodynamics can help you move forward in a more objective way. So instead of guessing, you're following this structured pathway. Management of the condition is really multimodal. It starts with optimizing comorbidities as well as working at lifestyle changes like exercise and weight management. And then layering on top of that are evidence-based therapies. One of the biggest advances here are SGLT2 inhibitors, which consistently reduce heart failure hospitalizations. And from there, treatment becomes more phenotype-driven. So overall, for patients, this really comes down to catching the diagnosis earlier, becoming more precise about management, and improving symptoms and quality of life. If you're interested in learning more, I'd encourage you to read the full review on Mayo Clinic Proceedings, where we walk through this approach in more detail. Thank you so much for your time.
We hope that you found this presentation from the content of our website valuable. Our journal's mission is to promote the best interests of patients by advancing the knowledge and professionalism of the physician community. If you are interested in more information about us, our homepage is www.mayoclinicproceedings.org. There you'll find access to information for our social media content, such as additional videos on our YouTube channel, www.youtube.com Mayo Proceedings, or journal updates on Facebook, www.facebook.com Mayo Clinic Proceedings. You can also follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, available at Mayo Proceedings. More information about healthcare at Mayo Clinic is available at www.mayoclinic.org. This content is copyrighted by Mayo Foundation for Medical Education and Research, published by Elsevier Incorporated. All rights are reserved, including those for text and data mining, AI training, and similar technologies.